Patron, take them away.
Okay guys, hope you're well. I'm just going to kind of back up the morning call somewhat. Because getting pulled a pillar to post, and I always like to back things up a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to pull out strongest and weakest. So let's have a little look here. So let's just get rid of all of this lot that I've been looking at. Okay. Pull up the sheet. So we're going to do this blank. US, Kiwi. US is incredibly strong. Kiwi is incredibly weak. Now, there's plenty of places you can get strength meters and one thing. I just prefer to do this myself. I don't share how I work this out because it's personal to me, but I'm happy to do the work and let you see the sheet. Now, it's currently, well, it's telling us it's 10:30. What's happened over the last time period? Well, the US has gained a lot of ground. New Zealand lost a lot of ground. So in theory, whatever's going on, the US is going to be the winner. All right. So where do we go from here? Well, the ATR isn't that clever. It's 65. So that's going to tell me that my target isn't going to be very big. 5 pips, 10 pips, something like that. Okay. So let's have a little look. Pull this out. Now I'm going to take all of these drawings off. Just don't really need them. And we're going to build up a profile of what's going on. Well, if I'm looking at strength and I'm thinking that the US is going to be the strongest, where do you think I'm going to get my best idea from? Is it here? Is it where the morons of this world work here? Well, how the fuck is this going to tell you anything? It's a minute chart. The data sample you're looking at is 2 hours. That's it. It's too zoomed in. Is it here? Well, this is a bit too zoomed out. So you need something that's a happy medium. But if you look at the big picture, where the big boys are, what does it actually show you? It's telling you it's pushing down. Here, you can see it clearly. Weekly, what's it doing? It's clearly selling down. It's a daily doing. This is where you get your idea from. Okay. So if I'm looking at this and I want to pull in some kind of trading arenas to where I can work and why I'm going to work, where's the next key barrier coming up over? Well, it's here. You can see it. It's right there. All right. Why is that? Because there's nothing else. That's the last time there was a swing. So if it's pushing up, it's coming here. So if I've got a bias to the downside, that means I'm staging to this point. It's a long way away. All right. So how else can I work out? Because how far can it move down? Well, if I know that barrier, where's the next barrier? Well, the next barrier is there. So that's simple. So what have I got now? Well, what do you know? I've got a trading arena. Now, how do I define that trading arena? Well, if I look at the last significant move that I can see, I know it's not this one because this one ain't finished, but that one is. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look to see what's happened with this move. Well, what I can see is it's pushed up, came down, stalled bang on the 50, there, bang on there, then continued into a continuation. So this gives me a tighter arena, which is here. Simple. Right. I'm only interested in this area. I don't give a toss. I've got barriers I can work to. If it breaks through there, I'm worried. If it gets through there, I'm fucking wrong. And why am I wrong? Because if that runs to 50%, that's back up here. Let's put that in. See where 50% barrier retracement is if it doesn't move any further down. So that's the lowest point it is. That's bringing it up to this cluster point. So this is an upside target, which is up there. Simple. I've now got structure that I can work to. I've just established in a snapshot that this might sell down. Now that's across the dailies. What's happening in the 4 hours? Well, this looks a little bit neater now. I can see what's going on. I've got a strong drive and I've got some pressure to the upper side. Coming off a baseline. This baseline means fuck all. Why? Because it's going down the time frames. Loses energy. This one is what's important. So what can I see here? Strong drive, a little bit of profit taking in the face of a huge sell. Again, face of a huge sell, profit taking. Overall direction down. Now I come down into anchor charts. I can start working this out using same principles. This hasn't finished, but that has. Tighten this up. Retracement. Back to where it's come. Shocker. It's highlighted everything that I've just said. There's the 127, key turning point. It's failed at the 161, which happens to line up with this structure point here. And if it pushes back down for the continuation, it's coming to the 261, which happens to be buy a key level. This is not coincidence. So how do you decide where to buy these things? Well, I can see it's at the turning point. So the chances are it's going to push up before it comes back down again. Okay. So if I want some key areas to sort of work this out, I'm just going to go, there's a fib, there's a fib. It's at a key area now. I'm going to put in some buy or sell areas. I'm just going to put these in dotted lines, blue. I'm doing this really quick. You know, I like to spend a lot of time analyzing a chart to get a good idea. But I'm doing this really quick based off the strengths. Okay. So now what I've got is criteria to start selling this market all the way up to here. If it gets through here, then I've got some real problems. So I'm going to sell, 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 sell. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put some orders in that can help me do this.
Sideways trading in the strands of tail, of course, next week as
Get
well.
off.
Moving on to...
Switch my news feed on, guys. That was good, wasn't it? Let me get this down. Oh, it's Friday. I didn't want to trade today. Don't want to trade today. But you lot made me trade today because you're always having a pop. Why? You fucking morons. Right, let's have a look. So, what we're going to do is we're going to stick a fiver on each one of these lines. All right. So, let me just drop some orders in. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break these up because it's Friday. So, I'm going to put 5 orders on each line with different targets. Starting at the 23. Now, I can see the ATR isn't clever, so I'm just going to be a bit careful. Now, this is what's called rack and stack. Very simple, easy process to do. And it's something I show the guys in the squad all the time. Okay. There we go. So I've got a series of orders here. And the idea is you catch the bounces. So it runs up, bounce, down. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm going to do the same thing there. And then I'm going to leave it. These are going to be my get out of jail free card. Again, it's a management process that I use that is quite effective. So let me set this up. But this time, what we're going to do is this. So that's like 17 pips there. Copy. Cool. And they're all cells, guys. All cells. And then I'm just going to leave it to get on with it. Right. So that's racked and stacked. And then I'll do it on the third one as well. And then I'll explain why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay. It comes down on the first order. So it starts 25. Now, this looks mad, but there is method in the madness. I'll show you that in just a second. Because I've got a lot of work to do in the office. So, 4, now we need one more. There we go. So, what I've essentially done is I've looked at the market space based purely on the strength of market and what I can see in higher time frames. I've drilled it down into an hourly chart, worked out a trading arena, and then logical turning points that I know are repeatable. Because I'm not going to be around to manage this, I'm going to go up and do some work in the office today. I'm going to let it self-manage. And that's what these breaking points are. Now, if I drop this down into 15 minutes, you'll start seeing what they are. They're all on the lines that I've drawn in because there are key areas of attraction. And they've all got multiple targets. So what happens is, this sort triggers first and just rattles off. Outstanding. They'll just close off. But as they close off, I'll pull these down from the top back to where they started and then reevaluate the same set of target conditions. In other words, I'll pull it down and I'll set it at 10 pips when the 10 pip cashes out. And it cascades all the way down. Now, sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not so great. And the ultimate thing is it has to come to me. In other words, I'm waiting for the price. Now, if it just rattles off, leaves this lot behind, it's Friday, I don't care. You know, but there's a high probability it's going to push up. Now, how high it's going to push is difficult to say because look at that. You know, it might only have a small move up, catch a few of the orders and then come down. But if it comes up and catches this because we have a nice big push up, well, brilliant. I bear a little bit of heat, not a great deal. That picks up, comes back down, starts cashing out. These will start closing out, but these are bigger targets, so they'll naturally run bigger. And it's all about self-managing, self-repositioning, things like this, because I can move each one of these trades around if I so wish, because they're broken up. Whereas if I just go, right, 100% to market, looks great, it's clever, or looks clever, but it's not. Because you've got a lot of work to do, and it does play with you. This removes all of that because the machine is going to do the management itself. And as you can see, there's a good series of orders kicking around. So what I'll do is I'll pull that into there and I'm just going to let the camera run while I go off and do some work in the office. and I'll come back later on and we'll see whether we're good, bad or indifferent. So guys, that's me done. Let's just check this chart a second so you can see what's going on. Well, pushed up, pushed up, pushed up. It was a nice clear place to be. Triggered the orders, thump, 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 thump. Cascaded them all out. Job is done. And there you go. that's us done for the day. 457, and I haven't been in front of the screen. I just set it up, let it get on with it. Did a little cheeky trade from this morning on cable because I knew it was pushing up a little bit, so wasn't really to worry about, but I wanted to show you the NZ, and there it is. So bloody hell, what a day. Everything all in the planning. What do you say about planning? What do you mean? Where was your planning when we were up there and I'm sweating me nuts off?
I was planning.
What were you?
I brought you cold drinks, I brought you coffee, I got your tools for you.
And she also let go of the wood when I told her to hold it, and it shot down, and guess where it hit?
I didn't.
Well, it wasn't you, it was me. Nearly killed me, boys and girls. She's trying to hurt me again. I mean, look at the state of me. Christ, do I look like somebody who should be building? I mean, this is what I've been up to. But
You love it, really.
I love you. You obviously don't love me because you're trying to murder me.
No, I didn't.
You did.
It was heavy.
I have to live with it. So, boys and girls, so that was it. Just backing up what I said this morning. And there's the proof in the pudding. So, as always, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.